Hey, it's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
You can scroll it later, or better, you can listen live to Brooke and Jeffrey every weekday morning. Big fun, real moments, the laughs that make your day. Your station, your city, right now. That's called radio. In Seattle, that's called Moving 92.5.
Don't ask me to talk.
And welcome to yet another exciting edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals and co-hosts, Eric Ryder. And with me
is the other one, Stacey Heller. Hello, everybody. I like how you say that it's an exciting episode of Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are they exciting?
I think so.
I mean, they are.
We're having fun.
We are. We definitely have fun. I don't know if exciting is the right adjective. Maybe amusing, informative, again, edutaining.
Well, it's entirely possible that just a smidge of snarcasm was involved.
Snarcasm. I like that.
When I do the intro to the show.
Wow. I've never heard of snarcasm. I've heard of accomplicealt.
Is that like a topical cream?
No. Accomplicealt is another phrase for it is backhanded compliment.
Okay. So
it's accomplicealt. Like, oh, you look so much more thin than usual.
You get one of those from your frenemies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. These words are so fun.
And then you dismiss your frenemies with just a smidge, just a touch, just a hair of snarcasm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. I'm writing it down. Snarcasm.
So how's everything this week? You're remote. I'm in the studio. And you were planning on being in the studio, but your move and something else came up.
Yeah. So my mother, Joan, and if you have followed the show for a while, then you've maybe heard me talk about Joan. I also had a podcast that you helped me produce called Stacey Connects, and Joan featured very heavily in that podcast.
I thought it was called the Joan Chronicles.
It was the Joan Chronicles. It was like a weekly phone call with Joan trying to convert you back to Catholicism. And she would call in all the time. Anyway, so Joan has had some ailments lately. She had a hammer toe that they needed to hammer out. And so she had surgery.
I don't even know what a hammer toe is, but it doesn't sound good.
It's like having a knuckle on your toe.
Ooh.
Yeah. So she had surgery on that, and she was super low key about that one. She wasn't even going to tell me. And then after that, her back started to bother her, and she thinks maybe it's the mattress. And so she went to urgent care because she was really struggling with it. They sent her to the hospital, and they said that she has, I think, compressed vertebrae. And I guess it's a bone density and osteoporosis thing. So, Hey, especially ladies out there, lift weights, do whatever you need to do for bone density, and watch that osteoporosis. And so she's been in acute pain.
She needs to switch to the calcium-enriched gin.
She does. Well, she's a Scotch drinker, and you're right.
Right.
It's funny. She was taking pain meds, and she's like, I don't know, these aren't working. She really doesn't like taking any kind of pain med like that. However, the night that I arrived, which was Sunday night, she's like, I'll tell you what, I'm back drinking, and it's so much better.
Wow.
Yeah. So she does much better after a nap. So we think we have to get her a new mattress, but she's funny because she's like, I need a good mattress, but I don't want to spend a fortune because I'm probably not going to have it for a long time.
Pragmatic.
Very pragmatic. I'm like, yeah, but I would like you to speak or sleep comfortably. Anyway, she admitted that mostly she didn't need me, but she kind of needed me. I'm far away, and she was needing some Stacy time. So in the midst of being in an Airbnb and getting my house prepped to sell and tracking my stuff as it moves down to Texas, a little trip east was in the cards, I guess. And so here I am dialing in from Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Well, we wish your mother the best, and hopefully she's on the mend.
She is on the mend. She's technically right now on the couch, and she's been told to be quiet. She's asleep. I'm telling you, it's like having a baby in the background. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that has been kind of my all-consuming week. And then, of course, the Super Bowl. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did not watch it because I'm not a sports guy, as we've covered on the show here. But a big congratulations to our Seahawks and to all the Seahawks fans who were so excited. And as we're taping this, the big parade is tomorrow. Hopefully that goes smoothly. And I'm excited for everybody else. It's I just could not care any less than I do about sports of any kind. But I am so happy to see other people just happy that something, I mean, there's so much darkness in the world, especially right now, to see somebody just have that glimmer of, a pure positive excitement that puts a smile on my face as well. But I tell you what I did do.
Go shopping.
I did, yeah.
What did you get?
Well, I tell you what, I went to Costco because Costco is normally insane on the weekends.
It's true.
And I find it really hard to shop there on the weekends, which is the only time that I have free with their hours that I can make it to the store because of my schedule. And I'm just getting like mowed over by whole families with carts, and stuff. And I can't even.
Grandpa, the grandkids.
Yeah. I can't even stop and look at stuff. It's crazy. So when I go, I'm like, just grab this, grab that, and get the hell out, This time I had it was like maybe 10% of the people that are normally there.
Wow.
It was great. It wasn't a ghost town, but it was very reasonable,
That's
it was like a regular store. So I was able to
pick up stuff that you don't normally because you could shop.
Absolutely. Yes, I did.
Really?
It was a good thing in that it was kind of relaxing and peaceful. It was a bad thing in that I ended up spending $150 when I'm normally out of there for like $30. So just because
batteries, towels, shrimp, what did you get?
Well, I got some new pants. I got a new shirt. I got some sneakers. And I got all the ketchup that I'll probably be able to consume for the rest of my life.
Wow,
as
that's
well
a commitment.
All the hand soap that I'll probably need for the rest of my life. But it was a good deal per ounce for both of those items. I thought about getting the rice because it was a good deal, but a 50-pound bag is more rice than I can probably get through in the rest of my life. So
that's a lot.
I'm like Joan. I got to start thinking about whether this is going to be a good
long-term
purchase
investment
in the long run. Yes,
right.
When it comes to 50 pounds of rice, I mean that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
that's so fun that you did that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was I think that a good hack for anybody that finds Costco overwhelming is just wait for your local city's team. And it could be any of the teams, but they got to be in the championship game and then go during that championship game.
So it might be once every 15 years, but that's okay.
A lot more reasonable. Yeah. Yes.
That's fine.
But it works. So.
Oh my gosh. Well,
that was my Super Bowl, and it was fun.
I ended up watching it because I flew thinking, this will be great. I'll fly on Super Bowl Sunday. I won't have to see the stupid game. It'll be great. However, I arrived in time to see, they were just in the second quarter, and it was the dumbest game. So here's what my husband said, and I think this makes a lot of sense. If you were a Seahawks fan, you loved the game. If you're a Patriots fan, you hated the game.
Of
If you're
course, yeah.
a
They
fan of
lost.
right, if you're a fan of football, the game was boring because it was basically a game won by field goals or random touchdowns that were like just breakaway like oopsies.
Yeah, the Seahawks just really dominated the game from what I understand. And I felt vindicated because someone had asked me what my prediction for the game was. And again, don't care anything about sports, don't know anything about football. So I jokingly said, oh, yeah, I think it's going to be Seahawks 300-0. And it wasn't quite that, but it was something like that. It was a blowout in favor of the Seahawks, which was great for them. And I tell you, when I got home from Costco, I heard fireworks, and I thought, oh, Seahawks must have won. So I go on Google, and still, it turns out the game was still going on, but people were just so excited that they were up like 19 points to 3 at that point. So I was like, okay, well, that's a little premature.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. Go
Now-
ahead, shoot off the fireworks and go home.
Right, and terrorize all the dogs in the neighborhood.
Right.
What did you watch the halftime show?
No. I didn't watch. I don't care about any of that stuff.
That's
I
a
tell you what,
cultural blind spot in a way.
absolutely is, but it's not one that's getting remedied by me anytime soon.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Yeah, it was good. I watched it, and what made me chuckle is that I watched the Super Bowl with Mom, her friend Lee, Lee, Diane. These are the glorious ladies of Penswood.
Right.
And then also their friend Ginny. And so these 4 women sitting around watching the halftime show, and the first response was, "Oh, he's cute." But then it was
Talking about Bad Bunny?
talking
or...
about Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Then it was, why does he keep grabbing his penis? Is he checking to see if it's still there, or is he proud of how big it is? Like, these are the conversations that they're having.
Wow.
And, right?
I'm going to
Then-
guess the latter.
Yeah, well, and then they're like, I don't understand why the women have to dress like this. They're scantily clad. I don't need to see your butt shaking like that. Like, it was hysterical. Like, it wasn't political for them. It wasn't that, it wasn't like, I don't understand that he's not speaking a word of English. It was like, I don't understand what he's saying, period, because it's, Bad Bunny is a rapper. And, they're like, what is going on? And then at one point they see the little kid in the whole presentation that was done. There's a moment where he hands his Grammy that he won to a little boy who was meant to basically be his younger self. And they're like, oh, well, he's cute.
Well, this is also the kid that was abducted by ICE in Minnesota and then take it to Texas. I don't want to get political, but it was a touching. I've seen clips of that. And that's
Yes.
a very touching moment.
It was an incredibly touching moment.
And
And
his whole message was unity.
absolutely.
Which
mean,
is completely the opposite from other people out there, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like every detail of the show was really so well thought out. And then actually this morning, there was a good article that really went through a lot of the references so that I could explain them to my mother, because I know what some of them are, but I didn't know what all of them were. And I, being totally not Latina myself, like, I didn't have all the references, let alone being Puerto Rican. And so just every detail that was thought out was incredibly thoughtful and just empowering, and a reminder that, by the way, America is actually the Americas, North and South. It's not just the United States, folks.
And Central.
So anyway, yes, and Central. So it was it was a great Super Bowl halftime for that. But I just had to chuckle at these women, like, what's going on? Why is he grabbing? I don't understand why men do that anymore. Who's the first person that did that? I'm like, Elvis?
Back in my day, Janet Jackson showed her nipple and we liked it. We liked it just fine.
She was at least covered up and she wasn't twerking like that.
The good old days.
Yeah. So
when people got naked by the end of that song.
Exactly.
This is going to be us like in 30 years, talking about the whatever Super Bowl controversy performer they've got at that point.
100,000,000%. I mean, I just had to chuckle at the commentary that was going on.
Back in my day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers mimed to a track while wearing socks on their wieners, and we thought it was fine. They had dignity.
Exactly.
So, can't wait for those conversations.
Oh my gosh, stop. Yes, that's exactly what I was laughing about. And
yes.
I mean, it was just really cute, actually, because honestly, these are 86-year-old women. Like, one of them made this actually really, really good dip, and I asked for the recipe. So I got it this morning, and she gave me the recipe, and attached to it, paper clipped, was a piece of paper that said something like tips that every American do when confronted with ice. And I was like, I got a recipe and a lecture from an 86-year-old woman. How amazing is that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's maybe the one thing that I miss out on is that people seem to really be enjoying snacks. And I want to get in on the snacks, but I don't want to sit through 5 hours of football to do it.
Yeah, the snacks are, I'll tell you what, the snacks, man, they it was.
So I got to figure out some other kind of festive thing that I can do where I can just lay out a whole bunch of snacks. Not interested in that either. But it's good because I already feel like my now that I'm free to exercise and not just live on carbs, which was the restrictions placed on me by my surgery that I had at the beginning of the year. Yeah. I'm trying to shed a few pounds, but I feel like I'm just stuck. Nothing's happening. And I've taken the drastic action of walking the stairs up instead of taking the elevator. We're on the 5th floor and parking underground, so it's like really it's 7 floors. So I'm walking up 7 floors every day and walking down 7 floors every day. Now, in my mind, up to this point, I thought as soon as I start doing that, pounds are just going to melt off because that's a lot of exercise, a lot of work.
Yeah, how's that going?
Nothing. I'm getting nothing out of it.
You're building muscle, Eric.
Maybe, but it feels like such a jip because it's like exercise sucks. It really sucks. You need, at the point in time when you need the most encouragement from your body, like keep going, this is going to pay off, you get nothing.
You get...
Exactly. All you get is signs telling you this is a bad idea. Don't do this. What are you, crazy?
All signs point to abort, abort, abort.
Exactly. Yes. Which is like, how did anybody ever get fit? I don't understand it.
I don't know. And at this time, while the Olympic Games are going on, I'm like, you know what happens when you're like an amazing skier? You go through a fence and you break your leg. That's what happens.
Right. How does anybody stick with it?
This is why I don't ski.
Well, that's why I've never been skiing. Because, I don't want a Sonny Bono,
Right. Exactly.
People keep doing these things. And so there must be some payoff, but I've never felt any payoff.
No. I mean, here's the deal. I can skip the trail and I can just go straight to the fire
Après
have the
ski.
hot
That's what it's all about, right?
And the cocktail and the hot chocolate.
I'm down for that. Again, with the snacks. Just skip straight to the snacks.
I think you
Forget
and I
the
are
football.
on the same team.
Forget the skiing. Après football. That's the new thing we need to start.
Just après everything. Honestly.
Entirely possible.
Well, I just am proud of you for taking the stairs, and you've probably reached the point where you're no longer panting like you have.
Oh no, I'm still panting.
Okay, I was trying to throw you a bone here, make you seem like a hero.
I can't wait to get to that point where I'm not panting. But it's always that once I get to the fourth floor, I'm like, this is enough. And I go, maybe I'll just go take the for that last flight. And then I see I just go around the corner and I see the 5 up there. We're on the 5th floor. And I go, well, it's just right there. And then I just power through. But then I'm like, when I come out the stairwell, I'm like, please nobody please nobody talk to me here for 5 minutes while I try to recompose myself.
I was running from a mass murderer, don't mind.
Yeah, right. Yes. Did you see that Jason's in the parking garage?
He's a guest on another radio show later.
That's right.
Well, you know what? But good for you, because you are lapping me in the elevator. So,
that was another thing. I thought, like, oh, well, that's going to take me 20 minutes to go up the stairs. So I got to take the elevator because I just don't have time. Turns out taking the elevator with the amount of people coming in and going and floor stops and all that stuff takes as long, if not longer, than me taking the stairs.
That's such an excuse for like everything. It's going to take me longer. I'm already running late.
Right. No, that was always my excuse before. I'm running late, so I got to take the elevator. Because if I take those stairs, it's going to be another 20 minutes. But no, actually, the stairs turned out to take the same amount of time.
Life hacks you don't want to know.
Right? So anyway, that's where I am. We'll see what happens if I can keep it going. I feel like eventually this has got to start making some kind of inroads on my health. But
I think so. And you know what? Yeah. Cue the Rocky music. I mean, I gotta say, it's gotta be something. And then you can start adding like a weighted vest or weighted ankle things.
Let's not go crazy.
I have this vision of like you just weighted down with like a vest and ankle and wrist weights, like trying to like bring your little lunchbox up. Like
I'm already weighted down by my own body. That's enough.
All right. Well, just a suggestion.
I do like the idea of playing Gotta Fly now, though, on my phone while I go up. The problem is I see these people like come running down the stairs going down, like looking at me like I'm insane for going up. And they're just like, woo, just flying past me. I feel like if I was playing Gotta Fly now, maybe they would get the idea like, oh, yeah, this guy's training.
Look at this guy. He's a hero.
And I'm just training to not die at 54.
That is, you know what? That is something to train for, especially as I hang out with Mom and all of her friends. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. There's something to be said for training not to die.
Because otherwise it would be, gotta die now.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my gosh. All right. On that note, we probably have to take a break.
We're definitely due for a break. We'll be right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk. We got some cultural blind spots we got to dive into. I saw some classic movies this last week.
Hey, all
so
right.
I want to talk about those. And I know that you saw some interesting stuff as well. So stay tuned. Find out more when we return on Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. Hey, so you watch some classic movies? Like, classic by whose definition?
Well,
okay. I know what questions to ask now.
you know what? I went back to my old friend, the AFI Top 100 list, to check on the progress that I've been making with trying to watch these classic movies. And the Top 100, I have now seen 45 of those movies. So I am making some progress.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
That's
but I was shocked there were still 55 that I hadn't seen. So I tried to remedy that, but it turns out that one of those movies that I was going to watch was not available on the channel, even though it said it was available. So
Curses.
I don't want to get into that, but I'll figure it out later, and I'll talk about an actual classic from the AFI Top 100 here in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in quality. But if you're just interested in movies that were fun and made a cultural impact, I saw one this last week that you might be interested in because I recommended that you, Stacey, watch it last week because I was under the mistaken notion that the movie Logan's Run was actually partially shot in San Antonio, where you are moving here soon. And turns out I was, like I said, I was mistaken because part of the movie was shot in Dallas and some other Texas areas.
Different city. But you know what? Honestly, at least you got the right state.
Right. And none of it is, I have to be clear, none of it is set in Texas. If anything, it's set just outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Which I'll get into. But there are some classic scenes from the movie that are filmed in places in Texas, which was interesting.
Interesting
the way they tied them in.
Yeah, but interesting that like Dallas and surrounding areas would be a fill-in for a movie set in D.C.
Well, it's not exactly set in D.C. It's set in a fictional domed city. Now, this movie takes place in like the 23rd century, I think they said it was. And in the future, they've taken care of everything. Everybody lives like in this protected domed city. There's no crime. It's just a lot of fun for everybody. The only catch is that when you're 30, they kill you.
What the heck?
Yes.
This is like professional sports.
Right. So, and the thing is, you either willingly get eradicated or you take part in this festival called Carousel, and then supposedly you can be reborn through the carousel thing. Now, this is a goofy looking thing that looks like Circus du Soleil. Yes. But so they're just like, people are just spinning around trying to be reborn, but instead they actually just get killed. Spoiler.
Well, because, hello, like, do you see what happens when you go on like a thing that spins like crazy unchecked? You die, folks.
Right. It's like the Gravitron kind of thing, but they're spinning loose and then they zap you basically. But and then the thing is that folks that don't want to do that, don't want to die, sometimes they run. They try and run and escape.
That's the name.
Yes. But our lead character, Logan 5, is what they call a sandman. And his job is basically to catch these people that are trying to run. And then they get eradicated, basically.
Now, how old is Logan?
He is like 28-ish or something like that.
Oh, how's he going to feel when it's his turn?
Well, we get to that.
Oh.
So they each have like a gem in their hand that they're basically implanted with as they're born. And it's green for most of their lives. And then it turns red when they've got limited time left.
Oh, like go and stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And it starts flashing when it's really getting down there. So the computer that runs this place puts him on a mission to go find this place called Sanctuary, where the runners supposedly are getting off to, and then he's supposed to just like eliminate everybody. But as he tries to do this mission, people think that he is running. He's a runner, and his time is up. And so they try and stop him and kill him. And in the meantime, he makes friends with a group of like renegades that are basically helping people escape from the city.
It's like the Underground Railroad for runners.
It kind of is, yeah. And so it stars Michael York as Logan, and it stars Jenny Agutter as Jessica Six. And they're both great in it. It's kind of a hammy movie. Some of the special effects are goofy, and this is 1976.
Okay, and this is on the AFI Top
no,
100?
Oh,
no, okay.
No.
I was like, I'm like,
but
what?
I do remember this growing up as being a big deal. This was a classic sci-fi movie. That and the imagery is, once you see like the imagery from this, it'll spark like, oh, I've seen that before. I've seen this image before. Because their costumes are very striking, for one.
Okay.
And Jenny Agutter, oh my gosh, in this outfit is wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. that was.
Does she have good legs? Because apparently you're a leg man.
She looks great. She looks great.
Okay.
Now, people not familiar with her, if you've seen An American Werewolf in London, she plays the nurse in that, and she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous in that as well. And I was like, oh, I know I'd seen her before, and then it was like, oh yeah, okay, that's why.
Okay.
And Farrah Fawcett is in it as well, but. Honestly, she looks like a dog's breakfast in comparison to Jenny Agutter.
Wow. That is possibly the first time that I have ever heard Farrah be called like a dog's breakfast.
I don't know why like that poster of her was so popular.
My brother.
I mean, she was like, it was a cultural phenomenon when I was a kid. Oh my God, Farrah Fawcett, she's the foxiest lady of all time, you know, like. Really? Have you seen other ladies? Because not that she's ugly by any stretch, but just like, really?
Yeah.
To each their own.
I guess so. All right. So interesting. Dog's breakfast compared to Jenny Agutter. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is from 1976, and you can see how other movies and TV shows were really inspired by this movie, because it kind of looks like a C grade Star Wars through a lot of it. And Star Wars came out just the next year in 77, so it really goes to show the leap that George Lucas made with Star Wars. Just by looking at like Logan's Run, like, okay, this was the standard in 76 for how sci-fi movies looked. And then compare that to Star Wars, and it's like, holy smokes. That was like, you know, the warp speed must have happened between 76 and 77, because Star Wars still looks amazing. The effects still look incredible. But Logan's Run, maybe not so much.
And I'm looking at the artwork for Logan's Run, and every part of it screams like late 70s, early 80s, between the font and the rainbow and like the whole thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember surviving this as a kid. Yeah. Yep. It's quite something.
So I got to get to my favorite part because they get out of the city. They find a way to escape the dome city. They have to go past a robot who freezes everybody as they escape, basically. And they learn that nobody has escaped, basically. They thought all these people had found sanctuary. Instead, they're all just frozen by this robot.
Oops.
So that's their sanctuary, essentially. But they get past him, and and there's a part like, oh, our clothes are frozen. Let's take those off. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, Jenny. Where's Jenny now?
Right? But then, like 2 minutes later, they put them back on so that they can run away, which makes no sense, but whatever. Anyway, so they get out and they wander through the woods and stuff, and then they stumble across Washington, D.C., and it's all covered in vines and like plants and stuff. That's basically because, nature reclaiming the buildings and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they come across the Lincoln Memorial, and I've never seen a face like that. That must be what it's like to get old. As they look at Lincoln, right? And then they stumble into the Capitol building. And I got to say, interestingly enough, like all the outside stuff, because I know they didn't like go to D.C. and then like put a bunch of vines and stuff on top of the nation's capital. Right. All that stuff looks fairly realistic, especially for it being 76.
Okay.
It looks more realistic than the stuff that's indoors in the Dome City.
Oh,
that should be a home run. Like, okay, we're inside in a controlled environment. Right. We should be able to make this look like
we can
whatever.
Do this on a soundstage.
Yeah, exactly. Instead, it looks really fake. Everything looks fake in the inside city. They get out, and that stuff looks surprisingly realistic, which I was like, okay, I don't understand how this works, but I'm here for it. And then, so they get into the Capitol building, and they come across a crazy old guy, played by Peter Ustinov.
Oh, wow. And there's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Right? And he's got like 50 cats that live with him in the Capitol building. And when they come in, one of the cats goes, "Hello!"
Stop it.
Hello!
Okay.
And it's just a happy accident because there's not like a guy doing cat voices. These are the actual cats. But one of the cats literally says hello. And it's the funniest thing. It just like killed me. Like when they wander in to have one of the cats like walk up and be like, "Hello!" He literally says hello. It doesn't.
Crazy.
I'm not being insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Crazy cat guy.
Yeah, he's crazy cat guy. And he even starts like quoting from whatever the book was that inspired the musical Cats.
T.S. Eliot.
Yeah, T.S. Eliot's book. Yes, yeah. So he's like, "I'll give you my best cat. He's a jellicle cat." Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yes. But it's a lot of fun, actually. It's like, okay, if you can get past the campiness of this and some of the special effects of this, it's actually a really fun romp. And, you got Jenny and Gunnar to look at and young Michael York to look at. So, it's got some stuff going for it.
Okay.
And I guess that this was so successful that they made a TV show based on it. And the TV show didn't last for long.
Okay.
So, which is usually the case when they adapt a movie into a TV show.
Well, it got
just
frozen.
Doesn't last. Right. Pretty much. But yeah, I'd say this is not, I would not rate this as a sci-fi classic. I would not say everybody has to see this movie. It's an absolute classic. But if you've got yourself 2 hours and you're looking for something to do and you're okay with some campy sci-fi fun from the 70s, this will be right up your alley.
Honestly, who doesn't love campy sci-fi from the 70s and 80s? I mean, hello, like The Blob. I mean, like, that's real camp.
Right. Isn't that from the 50s? Or was there a remake in the 70s too?
I feel like there was a remake.
Okay. I haven't seen either of those, but yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
I mean, that's just like a whole genre right there, right? I mean,
right?
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's fun. Okay, did you watch anything else?
I did. I also watched a newer movie, but not as new as I was thinking when I started watching it.
Welcome to old age, Eric.
Yes.
Movie from the past, like, I don't know, 5-7 years. Meanwhile, it was like 15-17 years ago.
Pretty much. I thought I'd put on this new movie called Marie Antoinette.
Wait, the one with one of the Fanning girls?
Directed by Sofia Coppola.
Oh, with Kirsten Dunst.
With Kristen Dunst and Jason Schwartzman and Rip Torn. And I was just thinking, like, yeah, I didn't get around to seeing that when it was in the theater, but I've been meaning to watch that, even though it just came out. You know, it looks like... Turns out it's from 2006. 20 years have passed. I don't know where I was.
Hey, life was happening. You were taking the stairs.
I was.
Took a while.
And I, you know, at the time I thought, like, maybe I'll go see this, and then I missed my window in the theater, and I liked Sofia Coppola's Lost in Translation. I thought it was a lot of fun. But I think I remember at the time, just like the whole thing was just like, oh, well, she's using modern pop music in there. And it's like, is it even historically accurate and all this stuff? And I'm like, okay, well.
You mean like Wuthering Heights with all Charlie XCX music that's happening with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi?
Now, I'm not aware of that, but okay, yeah.
Yep.
So she was kind of a pioneer in this respect.
Sure.
So I thought, like, oh, well, maybe it'll be too, like, I don't know, just too much of a
gimmicky thing?
Gimmicky thing. That's the word just a gimmicky thing, and not, like, really have any weight to it or it actually being historically accurate. Well, actually, it turned out that this is a great movie.
Really?
I really enjoyed it. Yes.
Wow.
And Kristen Dunst, Jason Schwartzman, Rip Torn, Steve Coogan, they're all great in this movie.
Like Rip Torn, I don't know what it is about him. I think of him as, like, he shows up a lot. He's one of those actors that you're like, is he still around?
No nonsense crank is what he always plays.
Yes, totally.
And he's great in that role. And Molly Shannon's in it, and she's great. Marianne Faithfull's in it.
Wow.
It's got a stellar cast. And I got to say, I thought, like, oh, the music thing is going to be, like, jarring. But masterfully chosen. It's like more like new wave stuff from the early 80s and stuff, but just so well, like, laid in that it fits. There's never a point where you go, oh, well, this is ridiculous. It all fits.
Wow.
Yeah, and Sofia Coppola does a great job at picking, like, music that goes with these scenes. And the costumes are amazing. The story is actually very historically accurate. They shuffle some of the timeline to fit it into a 2-hour movie. And there's little things like Marie Antoinette having like 4 children, I think, instead of 3, which is what they, show in the movie. And I think, again, all that just has to do with put, like, someone's life, 16 years of someone's life into 2 hours.
Sure.
Can be tough. The one thing it doesn't really do well is kind of like letting you know what time what year it is, basically.
Okay.
So it kind of all flows together as it could have been like, 3 months of somebody's life, But really, she's compressing 16 years in. And I feel like they could have, but maybe that's just a style choice. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was only afterwards where I went back and was like, wait, what? That happened then? You know what I mean? And there could have been more of her, Marie Antoinette, interacting with the people of France, which she actually did. And that would have been interesting to have that kind of juxtaposition of the angry peasants and her,
Right.
in real life, as opposed to it just being the rich
court.
party gal. Yeah. And that was another thing that at the time, I thought I just don't want to see another entitled rich person,
Have cake and eat it too.
Exactly. Which apparently she never actually said.
Of course she didn't. She must not have.
Right. But it's actually it was good. It was good and compelling, which all the things that I didn't think it was going to be, but I wanted to give it a chance just based on Sofia Coppola being somebody that I respected as a director, maybe not as an actress, as we found out.
Right from The Godfather. But,
From Godfather 3.
She was married to Spike Jonze for a few years. And, isn't he very, influenced by music and stuff?
I mean, yeah, he directed some of the greatest music videos of all time.
So it doesn't surprise me then. They were married in the late 90s, early 2000s. So it doesn't surprise me that she would have infused this movie with music because clearly I'm sure she was influenced by him. And obviously must be a shared passion that they had.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at me knowing a fun fact about Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, it seems like she's always been really into music. So, who knows who influenced who in that relationship.
Yeah,
but,
it was probably mutual, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, where is that streaming? Where can I watch that? Well, mom's in bed and I'm supposed to be going to bed at 9:00 at night, but it's really 6:00 for Seattle time.
I feel like I watched that on HBO Max, I think it was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find some of these because I got hours to kill at night. I was up until 3:00 this morning, but really it was just midnight.
Oh, right, because of the time difference.
Yeah, the time difference. So the problem is I then end up getting up early, although not that early. Who are we kidding? Anyway, okay, well, that's a good one. I mean, my cultural blind spots are more about right now. Well, before I share mine, are you done?
Yeah, I watched other stuff, but I want to get to what you're doing because we've only got so much time here. So,
well,
tell me what you watched.
It is nothing that is mind-bending. Obviously, I have been crazy busy with the move. I'm not even in my house anymore. And so where we have the Airbnb, I'm just not watching things. But a couple things I wanted to note. One, you talked about the movie Weapons last week, and it was actually playing. I took an Alaska flight, and it's on their movies that are playing this month. Of course, I fell asleep. So it's something I'm going to have to watch on the way home because I'm like, oh, there it is. He was talking about this.
Yeah, and if you had watched it, you wouldn't have been able to go to sleep.
So there's that. So one, I wanted to make a note of that. And then what have I been watching? Naturally, I had to watch Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, baby.
Why? Both those movies were really big when they came out. And in fact, they made a Broadway musical out of Sister Act.
I mean, the music, honestly, in the first one, it was really focused on Motown and girl groups and music of primarily the 60s that she was doing and, turning those songs into really I will follow him about God.
Okay.
And so Back in the Habit was bringing her in to help the lovely sisters with a school that they were charged with teaching at, with inner city kids in San Francisco, little budget. The archdiocese is going to shut the school down, yada, yada, yada. Insert Whoopi Goldberg in a habit, teaching the kids how to sing, infusing rap, a very, very, very young Lauryn Hill, where you're like, oh yeah, that girl's got lungs. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt was in that movie. Like, just a crazy movie. So last night, again, going to bed early, climbed into bed, and I was like, Mom, Sister Act is on. So we watched the last like half an hour, but then the next one was on right after. So I had to stay up and watch it. And
a mini Sister Act marathon there.
It was great. And it was very gospel heavy, but bringing some new spin to it. And then, because I couldn't sleep, I watched Golden Girls. Yeah. People, if you haven't watched Golden Girls because you're way younger or older, frankly, you gotta watch Golden Girls. Man, the stuff that they used to joke about and they used to talk about, it is funny. And I realized that
it sounds like you're living with the Golden Girls.
Well, I am 100%. And yet these Golden Girls were not like, oh my gosh, why is he touching his crotch? What's going on? They're like, yeah, baby, he's touching his crotch. And these women, I think, were only in like their 60s or something. Like, they were not old women. Like, yeah. Sophia, who's the mother, I think, plays the mother of the
Estelle Getty, right?
Yes, who was actually the youngest of all the actresses at the time.
Exactly, yeah.
But she played the mother, who was like in her 70s or 80s,
but at the time she was like in her 40s or something. Yeah.
The show is so stupid and so funny, and I'll tell you what, they don't make a sitcom like that anymore. And so, honestly, if you're looking for some good old-fashioned 80s, 90s, whatever the heck decade it was, go watch Golden Girls. Like, they don't make them like that anymore, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid and remember liking it. But you know what? It occurs to me now that both my movies from this week were from 6 years, 76 for Logan's Run and 2006 for Marie Antoinette. And here we are in 2026. I didn't do that on purpose at all, but it does make me think, I wonder if there's any other, maybe that I need to watch an 86 and a 96.
There you go.
Here to bridge the gap.
I think Breakfast Club was maybe 86.
I've seen that. I saw that at the drive-in when it came out.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Anyway, so that is the fun that I have been having. They're really not cultural blind spots, but if you are looking for a fun movie that you can sing along to, then can I recommend Sister Act, Back in the Habit?
Okay, well, Sister Act. Is it a good movie? Did you think this?
I mean, the first one was better just because it was obviously the novelty of it. But I'll tell you what, the singing is legit really good. And
so it's like a musical already before they made it into a musical.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. And having the kids like sing, and obviously they had some standouts, and, you know, it was telling that the movie that came on after Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, was Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
So
with Kristen Dunst, I think.
Was Kristen Dunst in? No, it's Anna Kendrick, right?
I don't know. That one's definitely a
Pitch
cultural
Perfect?
blind spot for me. Yeah.
You haven't seen any of the Pitch Perfect movies?
No, I'm not 12.
I'm not either. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh.
This is like a bunch of teenage girls and made in 2012.
They
full
are
grown adult.
college aged.
Okay.
They are perfectly legal, Eric.
Oh, okay. Well, good stuff. Meanwhile, I'm pining over a lady who's like 78 now.
Exactly.
Who looks great in 76.
So on that note, I didn't check off any real cultural blind spots, but I'll tell you what, I had fun trying.
Well, I just want to know one quick thing on the Sister Act thing. Is Whoopi Goldberg an actual nun in these movies, or is she pretending to be a nun to escape like the mob or something?
So in the first one, she's a gangster's moll, as they say, who happens to be a singer in Las Vegas. She's not a showgirl, but she's a singer, and she is trying to escape getting caught by him and something that goes sideways. And in the second one, she's just concluded her headlining run in Vegas and is about to take a break when the nuns show up because Mother Superior needs her help, her specific help. And so she goes back in the habit.
Okay. So she's just kind of pretending to be a nun the whole time.
Yes.
Okay.
She plays Sister Mary Clarence.
Because there was a movie around the same time called Nuns on the Run that had Eric Idle. That was like a similar thing. They were like criminals dressed as nuns for the whole thing. A fun movie, but yeah, I was like, maybe I think those two kind of canceled each other out in my mind.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so she is fully pretending. However, Mother Superior makes a very compelling argument for why, in many ways, she is indeed a servant of God.
All right. Well, very good.
And the Pope in that movie gives her a standing ovation, so that says something. Okay.
Anyway, we're out of time for this segment as we continue to look back on some of the worst movies ever made.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're going to come back and talk about our great debate, our top topic for this week, which was, once again...
Oh, right. Last meals. Hey.
Last meals.
Yep.
Stay tuned. Do you feel challenged by the thought of getting ready every day? Want to make a great first impression, but don't feel your wardrobe represents who you really are? Does the thought of trying to find great clothing that fits your body and lifestyle have you overwhelmed? Michael Bruce Image Consulting is a premier image consulting company that can help you get your style back on track. Contact them at michaelbruceimageconsulting.com or call them at 425-214-4155 and start that conversation today.
Don't ask me to talk.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm the other one. I'm Stacey Heller, and it's that time of the show.
It is that time of the show, the time where we take our topic that the Wheel of Topics has very kindly suggested for us this week. But it doesn't do all the work. Stacey does half the work here because you are the person that comes up with these various topics and puts them on the wheel. And usually there's some kind of kernel of inspiration that drives you to add it to the wheel, some kind of backstory, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I'm always interested in that. Sometimes that is more interesting to me than what we actually end up discussing when we do it. So please tell me, last meals, what spurred that?
So I have talked about it before. I started watching Good Mythical Morning, the Rhett and Link program that's been on YouTube for, 20 something years. They were pioneers in YouTube, and my son Charlie got me started watching them, and he has since outgrown them, but apparently I'm just getting started. And they have a whole mythical universe, if you will. And one of the offshoots is this Last Meals program that is done with a chef. Jeff Schur is his name, I believe. And he does an interview show a la the Hot Wings or Hot Ones interview show, where very in-depth, really interesting, well thought out and researched interview program where instead
And
of
we're still waiting for our Hot Ones invite, by the way,
yeah,
guys.
we are.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
would both crash out on the first
Second.
wing. But
I'm going to the second.
oh, you're a heat seeker, are you?
Well, sure, that's what I am. On my spicy level, I'm at a 2.
That's right. I like it mild, baby, mild.
Hey. Anyway, and so this is very akin to that, and it's last meals, and Josh interviews various and sundry guests, actors, philosophers, writers, and so on. And he says everyone has 2 things in common. One, we all got to eat, and we're all going to die. And so it's very interesting how they do it, whether the meal that's chosen by the guest is kind of like along a storyline, like, from childhood, these are comfort foods that I remember. And then as I branched out, or whether it's culturally dominant, if they're from another part of the world or whatever it is. And I just thought it was an interesting thing about last meals. And then separately, I was very inspired by a show that I saw with my friend Rich. Rich is a forensic and clinical psychiatrist. And there was a art exhibit that was done at the Bellevue Arts Museum. And it was about plates that were done by an artist who did the last meals of inmates who were executed, and it was their last meal. And she did on plate, she did blue and white pottery, and it depicted the last meals. And you could read the stories along with some of the meals, like an inmate that chose to have birthday cake because he had never had a birthday cake growing up, or the person that had a Diet Coke and a bag of Cheetos. And I was like, honestly, my dude, same. And so that was a very interesting thing. So anyway, I'm not saying how we're dying. I'm not saying that we're being executed and we're in prison. And it, we don't really get to choose when the end is. But I just thought it was an interesting thing. Like, if you got to choose your last meal, what would it be?
Really interesting in that example that some folks went for something they never had before. This is my last chance to try this. And other folks went for, I've had this every day, but I know that this is satisfying to me. So nostalgia is more powerful than, the idea of, finally checking something off the list.
Yeah.
It's just like movies, Yep. I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch Star Wars again. And then instead I'll go watch Logan's Run because I've never seen that.
Right.
That sort of thing. So with the food thing, it's like, do we go for something we know is going to be satisfying, or do we go, this is my last chance to try such and such, so I should probably do it now?
I mean, shouldn't you choose the everlasting gobstopper so that it never ends and you're never killed?
That's right. Yes. I feel like at a certain amount of time, they're just like, it's time.
Right.
Regardless of how much progress you've made on your meal. They're not like, you're, A, you're going to die, and B, you're enrolled in the Clean Plate Club. So once you finish that.
Right. Like suddenly cutting that meat into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces to put off the inevitable.
That's right. That's right.
You're right. They're probably not.
You finish that plate, young man. Don't you know other kids are starving in Japan?
Well, and as I used to tell my mother, well, great, then we'll ship it to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was kind of my inspo, is this idea of, I'm setting aside the practical issues of how and when and why, and instead I'm in this alternate universe where you get to choose. My dad, before he died, he had this amazing night where he and my mom went out to, they were in Vermont at the time. They went out to the club where they would have dinner often. He had, I think, prime rib. He had this amazing meal. I think he had dessert, which at the time, he was pretty sick at the time. He was on oxygen, dealing with all kinds of health issues. But he had this amazing meal that was, he hadn't had much of an appetite. I think what made it such a great meal, though, was that he was surrounded by friends. There happened to be a lot of people there that night, people that he saw in the bar area. He got to see some photography he had done hung up. And he came home after a great night out with friends, with my mom, having some of the foods that he loved, and he died. That was it. I mean,
Wow.
I'm very struck by that in a way, like, he had a great night. And that's a whole other philosophical question, right? Is it about the meal itself, or is it about the shared experience of the meal? And
Well, I mean, it depends. If you're on death row, then it's got to be about that meal.
right.
You're not hanging with friends that night usually.
Right. Right.
But if it sounds like, one of the rare cases where outside of the death penalty, somebody knew that it was their last meal and got to appropriately plan it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
that's something I think we could all hope for.
Totally.
But it's so rare that happens.
I mean, it really felt like it was, my dad could have had days, hours, honestly, months to live. It was just one of these things where diminishing marginal returns, right? And it felt like he came home and thought, you know what? It's honestly not going to get any better than that. And I'm out and seen. And so, with that, I'm struck by obviously that story. And then, bringing it up with this last meals show that's out on the internet. And again, check it out if you like an interview show that's sort of like the Hot Ones interview program, because it's really well done. So all that to say, hey, Eric, if you got to choose, what do you want to have as your last meal?
Wow. It really is such a tough question because, again, you are balancing the, last chance to try something with I want to have something really satisfying that I've had before that I know I like. It's my last chance to have that.
Right.
And it's really tough to come to a conclusion, I think. And it's also like you're taking the gamble of like, it could be like just like a bad version of something that you like, and disappointment. You know what I mean? That disappointment of that last meal being like mediocre, it's got to be crushing.
Like, I love a good chicken marsala, but I don't like it the way that person cooked it, and so that ruined my last meal.
I love a good lasagna, but I would really want it to be a good lasagna. So I feel like I would have to I would have to do like a 2-year preparation for this
I'm sorry.
scenario.
I can't
Or I try like lasagnas from like 15 different area restaurants and go, okay, that was the best one. Now, in 3 years or something, when I'm scheduled to die, I'm going to order that. And of course, the economy of restaurants these days is so tough that they might not even be in existence still. And of course, you got so many like chefs like retire or whatever. Maybe I can get the guy to come out of retirement and make me the lasagna of my dreams. Or maybe it's going to be like a line cook on his last shift that's just fed up.
Angry at the world.
Angry at the world. It's just not going to care. It's going to empty some Chef Boyardee on a plate.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's so,
Way overthinking it.
Yes.
Well, and then, as I was saying, I was very, today, I mean, I'm making light of it, but I had lunch with Mom and her friends today. And, they order these things and they're like, well, I got the BLT, but it's huge. And I'm like, I get the BLT and I'm like, I'll have a side of fries because I'm feeling frisky. It's not huge. It's a BLT, but your appetite diminishes when you're older. You don't want as much food. And it's just interesting. Like,
Haven't got to that part yet.
I know. I am looking forward to this time. I was saying to them, at what point do you look at a grilled cheese sandwich on wheat bread and think, that's so much?
Right. Maybe
It's
when I
like-
get Ozempic.
I don't know. It's the saddest looking sandwich.
Or is that old Zempic?
I think it is old Zempic. Because
Can I get old Zempic? Does that cost $300 a month
I
too?
don't know. I'm waiting for it to really hit because
Right. What does that kick in?
I don't know. And, because that's the thing. Like, if I'm going to have my last meal and I get to choose it, I want it to be before old Zempic kicks in. Like, I want to have an appetite for it.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm sort of
maybe just have some leftovers and then parse it out over 3 days or something.
Okay. That sounds like something Jesus would do. I'm just going to let it rise. I'll be right back.
So to get back to your question,
Yeah.
I love a really good lasagna. So I think I would have I'm like Garfield in this one respect, because I'm just fine with Mondays. But if I could guarantee that it was going to be a good lasagna, I think I would maybe go for that. But again, I've had so many like weak lasagnas that I just feel like, damn, that would be, really a bummer if this is your last meal and then it's just a
Stouffer's.
A Stouffer's frozen lasagna. Yeah, just like, okay, well, I'm still gonna eat it. Gotta eat. But man, I would really prefer it to be like a really good one. And I'm trying to think.
Side dish? Is there a crusty bread? Are you having like a glass of like Chianti? Or are you having like a beer? You're a cider guy.
Yeah, maybe a good cider. Yeah, and I mean that's the question. Are you going from your last meal directly to your death? Or are you, is that the next day and then
I have the beans or not?
Your death is scheduled, right after you wake up? I don't know. Because, if it's right after the meal, then give me as much cider as I can get. Because I don't want to feel anything for it.
That's true. That is true.
But if it's the next day, I don't want to be hungover for my execution. So...
Although I have a feeling
just give me a soda.
Pill is gonna take away the hangover, no issues.
give me a Boylan's cola, for that scenario.
There you go.
I'm gonna be wide awake.
Nice.
for it. So I think that's what I'm down to. I'm gonna have like a craft cider with a craft lasagna. For my final meal, if it'll work out. How about you?
I think I'm going courses. I think I'm doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner for my last meal.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have...
I feel like this is cheating, but go ahead.
No, it's my last meal, Eric. There's courses.
But
I don't want the amuse-bouche.
That's 3 last meals.
Is it? Or is it
yes.
just like... No, I'm having the canned corned beef hash with an egg over easy with some white toast that's been nicely buttered. That's my starter.
Okay.
And then for the next course, I'm having a good grilled cheese sandwich with different types of cheese that are all melty on sourdough bread with some really good fries and ketchup with a Diet Coke. Yes. And then I'm having, as a pre-dinner appetizer, a gin and tonic with some kind of, maybe like a baked brie or something. And then I might have like a soul dish. Not like soul food, like filet of sole, like sole amandine or something.
You know what's funny about this is that...
Sounds good?
No, none of it sounds good to me. But this sounds like a hobo's buffet. But you're like going for the elevated version of it.
100%.
But this is totally like what guys riding the rails would be eating.
Yep. 100%.
And just literally cooking over a propane fire.
I'm okay with that, honestly. Look, It doesn't need to be bougie. I'm a basic girl.
But no, the way you're talking about it, it is the bougie version of it. But it is funny that at its core, this is literally like a, hobo's buffet.
You can get it all from the neighborhood diner, and it's fine. But I don't want no fresh corned beef hash. No, I want canned corned beef hash.
Okay.
Preferably by either I think it's Mary Hughes, or whatever that brand is, or Hormel. Thank you very much.
All right. Well,
but
that sounds filling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I might as well explode.
I mean, well, there you go. Now you know how you're going too.
Yeah. And also, if you turn a little to the left when you've eaten too much, it gives you more room.
Okay.
It's a little PSA for our listeners. It's true. Try it.
All right. Well,
anyway.
if you're trying to stuff yourself to death, then there you go. I do got to say that a good grilled cheese sandwich is hard to beat.
I mean, it's just a classic. It's a comfort thing. And I mean, I'm going for some comfort. And you know what? In my next life, when I come back.
Sounds like you're going for some discomfort.
Well, yes.
All of that food.
Until I come back as whatever her name is, a gutter. What's her name?
Jenny a gutter.
Yeah, until I come back as Jenny a gutter in my next life with like legs for days and I'm like super cute, I might as well go out with a bang. And I mean exploding me in this life. So that's my plan and I'm sticking with it. All right.
It's sticking to your ribs.
Yes,
all right. Well, there you go. We've done it. We've solved it. Now you know what to have for your final dinner. If you are lucky enough to be able to schedule that, which again seems pretty rough
so
to
if you're
do.
Kill me, now you know what I want to have before you do it.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
All right. What are we talking about next time?
Let's find out. F, kill, marry.
Oh. Okay. You know what that is, right?
I am familiar with the fact that people play this.
Yes.
But we'll have to reset out the rules next week when we do this. I think most people are familiar that you're talking about three different people, and you choose who you would blank, blank, or blank.
Yes. And yeah, we'll have to talk like off the air. Like, do we want it to be real people, fake people, actors? Like what do we...
It's got to be real people.
Okay.
Or I guess it could be characters.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I may not be interested in like Ryan Reynolds, but like maybe it's a character that he played, or Ryan Gosling, or I don't know, like fill in the blank. I'm just picking Ryan's randomly. So, okay, well, we can do this. I'm prepared.
And you know what's funny is I just saw this referenced on a TV show that I'm watching. The British version of this is much more polite. It's snog, marry, avoid.
Really?
So maybe we'll have to play after we get done with F, kill, marry, snog, marry, avoid.
I like that. Let's do it. All right. Well, I can't wait to forget what we're talking about until right before next week's show.
Hey, why should next week be any different than this week or any other week?
Totally. But hey, everybody, thanks so much for listening to the show. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely. We love you. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful week.